You may recall back in the fall a proposed deal that would see three tobacco giants pay out billions of dollars to the provinces and territories, as well as smokers across Canada, was approved after years of negotiations. And an important date is coming up that could allow that settlement to be implemented by the courts. Now, to talk more about this, we're joined by Cynthia Carr, who is the Executive Director of the Manitoba Tobacco Reduction Alliance. So what does this settlement mean for the person out there who had smoked for years?
Thank you for that question, Clay. So just for clarity, we're saying settlement, but really what it is, it's a proposed plan of compromise that, as you said, was voted on in December 2024. So that proposed plan of compromise is to settle tobacco class actions and reimbursement of government healthcare costs over time. So there's several factors that are part of this, but there's kind of three big parts, which are the potential distribution of up to about $24 billion amongst the provinces, about $2 billion set aside for potential claimants, and about $1 billion toward a foundation. And it's really important to be clear that this does not blanket cover every smoker, and it does not blanket cover every disease. It's very specific in terms of criteria. And as you mentioned, it hasn't been sanctioned by the courts yet, but certainly, there are now dates at the end of January and into February where that sanctioning and court hearings may occur.
Okay, so what could this mean for us here in Manitoba?
So in Manitoba, the current proposal is that about 4.5% of that $24 billion set aside to share amongst the provinces. So that right now is about Manitoba's share, but we will not get it right away. There's about $6 billion characterized as cash in hand that, if the proposed plan is sanctioned, would be distributed amongst the provinces. So that's $6 billion up front. And then after that, it's a percentage of after-tax profits by the commercial tobacco companies involved that would be paid out. Experience from the States is about over 25 years. So again, there'll be a fairly substantial payout upon sanctioning. And then there will be amounts paid out in the next probably 2 decades or so.
All right, so where does this go from here? What's next?
So there is currently a scheduled court sanction hearing that would start about January 29th, and they have dates going into mid-February. So that's sort of a final opportunity for the courts to review the proposed plan. I do know that the Canadian Cancer Society and Heart and Stroke Canada have filed their desire to be heard again, not at all because they oppose the proposed settlement to individuals, but because it's a very narrow scope in terms of the foundation. The foundation scope, again, that $1 billion, is very focused on early detection and treatment. That is great, but it does not include anything to support education, tobacco cessation, some of the broader measures that were achieved in the United States and that are, of course, very important to society beyond, the treatment and early detection.
Cynthia, thank you so much for all of this. You take care.
Thank you.